Hey, my friends, it's Karen. I want to respond to someone's comment on a post, and I want to do this because I want to make sure that this is understood. I think this might be very eye-opening for some of you, and it was too much to text, to type in a comment. So I want to talk about it. I'm not disgruntled at all. So I talk about codependency a lot. First of all, I don't know if you're watching me, I am an alcoholic addict. I am a recovering alcoholic addict, and I'm also a recovering codependent. And I've helped a lot of families. I worked as an executive director of a treatment center, and I worked with alcoholics and addicts, not only in AA and NA, but in this facility and their families, and I have helped a lot of people. So the statement I made might seem crazy, but that's what I'm trying to shift your perception here. So hear me out. The comment, I did a meme about codependency, how the whole family suffers. And I said to someone, I wish everybody knew how much the family suffers. If the alcoholic addict really isn't suffering, it's the family. And someone came back and said it was very irresponsible for me to say that alcoholics and addicts don't suffer. Now, I'm going to explain that, okay? When I am drinking and using, I have an answer to my problem, which is my alcoholism, my thinking, and I am fine. If I'm drinking and using, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. Everything seems great. Now, I get sick occasionally because I don't have enough drugs and alcohol, and then I'm sick. I don't even think it's suffering. I think I'm sick and I need more. And as soon as I get more, I'm back, right? I don't need your help. I don't need your money. I'm going to come out on top. I've done this before. I'm a winner. It's a delusional place to be. But I'm not suffering. I'm pretty comfortable because I'm loaded. The person who's loving me, my mother, my husband, my friends, whoever, they're not loaded. They're suffering. They are worried, they're distressed, they're concerned, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're heartbroken. They aren't drunk and loaded. They're suffering. So, everybody has an answer. The reason that drugs and alcohol are not my answer anymore is they quit working. Right? I couldn't get drunk enough. I couldn't get loaded enough. It just wasn't working. I couldn't shut my mind down, right? So those don't work. So I've switched to a spiritual answer, and I'm very happy. And yes, I guess you could say I did suffer when I was homeless. However, it was kind of self-inflicted. I knew there was help. This day and age, there's a lot of help. In 1935, people didn't know there was help, right? Prior to 1935. So you might say that people suffered, but really, they didn't suffer as much as the family and friends because they are stone cold sober watching this. Also, what you have to realize is not everyone wants to get sober. So while you might feel pity and sadness and that this person is really suffering because of their way of life, maybe they're fine. Maybe they don't want to live a do-gooder lifestyle, right? There's a lot of people that are homeless. I know a lot of homeless people, and they are happy. Leave me alone. I can't inflict my thing on them. When I go to meetings, I don't suffer so much about I don't suffer so much. I don't worry so much about the guy who comes in drunk, right? He comes in drunk. Yay, he made it. Let's see what he does. I'm really... The alcoholic who's really suffering is the new guy who just detoxed and doesn't have an answer yet, hasn't done the steps, is white-knuckling it and trying to stay sober without a drink. Man, that's rough. That is when an alcoholic is still suffering. That's when they're suffering. When they're trying to stay sober and their head is just screaming at them. And they can't stand the way they feel. They're irritable, restless, discontent. Right? I think you only understand what I'm saying if you are an alcoholic addict. I have seen people before that are, haven't had a drink for a while, and they're suffering. That's when you're suffering. And I've given people a drink. I've given somebody some money because I know how it feels to be sober without an answer. You know, detoxing, shaking, trembling, thinking you're gonna fall out at any moment. So that's what I meant. I think that the families, the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, the brothers, the loved ones that are sober watching the alcoholic suffer far greater than the alcoholic who's drinking. The alcoholic who's drinking is have a good time. He is. I mean, I'm sorry to say that like that. I'm not trying to be insensitive. It is me. You know, it's the alcoholic who can't have a drink that is 4 days in and doesn't know about the answer. That is the alcoholic who's suffering. So just be clear on what I'm saying here. Okay? Be open-minded. All right? Love you. Bye.